They call LGBT people pedophiles while wanting a lower age of consent, almost like there's some creepy cult shit going on. Do you even know what purity balls are? Unnerving as hell. Yeah, there's a lot of unnerving shit that these people do. No. The term Nazi is so diluted that leftists think anyone who doesn't agree with them is a Nazi. No.
That's right! That's
No.
right!
That position is born of ignorance, fam. Learn more about what fascism actually is. Learn more about the tactics that they fucking use. Isn't Marjorie Taylor Greene a crazy alt-right conspiracy theorist, yet fairly popular? If she isn't a Nazi, it's something comparably black. No, she's literally a Nazi. She literally pushes Nazi conspiracism. She literally is the kind of person that does the 14 words kind of shit. Again, I'm sorry. Motherfuckers. If we do not learn from our fucking history, we will repeat it. And we will have no one to blame but our fucking selves.
History is written by the victor.
We need to be ready for this shit. Because Gamergate was bad. The anti-SJW movement was bad. And I know some people get mad when you imply that there's been a lull in that shit, but there kind of was. There has been a lull in that. A lot of those accounts were banned, and a lot of lefty channels are growing now. But that doesn't mean they're not getting ready for a fucking comeback. And we gotta be ready. We gotta be vigilant. We gotta be ready to fight back against the fucking hate, against the fucking bigotry. Because these people, make no mistake, their goal is to wage a war against trans people. And queer people, and whatever other minorities they don't like. Jews, blacks, Mexicans, doesn't matter. Fam, you sound like a liberal right now, alright? US is the best country for any minority persons. Not even true, by the way. Canada is infinitely better for fucking minorities. And even here, I get discriminated against. Other fucking minorities I know get fucking discriminated against every fucking day. And I'm sorry, it's real easy to not notice that shit. It's real easy to not notice the ways in which other groups are fucking marginalized and discriminated against. And the ways in which people whose identities intersect across those various categories suffer even worse. And I'm sorry, you think just because now the US is one of the better places to live for minorities, you think that'll be like that forever? And people tell me I'm naive. People tell me I'm too fucking optimistic. Okay. There's literally a concerted effort to push hate. And right now, specifically regarding trans people, the right is getting riled up. They're getting riled up. And I'm not saying they're all Nazis. But I'm saying that a lot of them are being pulled over closer and closer to that way of thinking. Oh, blow it out your ass. Your life is so privileged as someone who is living in a first world country where your rights are protected that you really discount the actual Nazis? First of all, fuck off with that shit, alright? First of all, you can, it's, like, I didn't call you privileged, by the way. I didn't call you privileged. I'd appreciate you to not do that shit. Not make assumptions about my life and my level of privilege. Alright? Because I didn't call your privilege into question as a black male who's probably still cis and het.
Bruh.
But And what is this? What is this fucking standard? This is the bullshit. This is the conservative brain rot that allows people to go, well, it's better than in the third world. What? So we should throw away all fucking standards? We should throw away all standards and say, what? You're not being beheaded in the town square for being gay. What you whining about? My God, that fucking way of thinking comes from an actual position of privilege. Imagine not being able to see it. Imagine not being able to see the hate, especially online, and how it's slowly bleeding into the real world. Imagine not seeing, my God, trans and queer people are already, at a ridiculously high rate, kicked out of their fucking homes by their supposed loved ones, family, and friends, which objectively leads to higher suicide rates. And people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and these fucking fascists are literally trying to stoke the flames of that. Literally trying to incite a bigger and bigger panic. And you got people like Joe Rogan. You got the fucking BBC. Fuck off. A Western country. An amazing Western country where it's so much better to live in. First world country. The United fucking Kingdom. A supposedly more progressive place than America and Canada. Full to the brim of TERFs. And they get allowed on the BBC, a state-funded news network, to spread misinformation and lies that objectively and provably leads to the discrimination and increased suicide rate of trans and queer people. Fuck off if you don't think that's a problem. I don't know why the fuck you bother watching me anymore. If like people who have been in my fucking community this long who don't fucking see it still, who want to push back and act like I'm the fucking hyperbolic one, when you literally got Nazis fucking dog whistling on one of the biggest podcasts and some of the biggest news networks, state-funded news networks, pushing dangerous far-right propaganda. If you're too privileged to see that shit, fuck off. Sorry, I'm not trying to get mad or like personally like attack anyone in the chat. This shit just like it gets infuriating. Like I said before, I feel like fucking Chicken Little sometimes. I come on here like, fam, the sky is falling. I'm not joking. That's not hyperbole. For queer and trans people, depending on where you live, literally the sky is falling. And by the way, you want to say, oh, America's so great. Not if you live in the South. I was afraid to go outside some places, living in New Mexico, a fairly blue state. Imagine living in fucking Texas or Alabama. I'm an Alabama nigga. Or any of these places where it's literally being made illegal to be gay, to be trans. Comparing Nick Fuentes to Nazis. Wait, now Nick Fuentes isn't even a Nazi? All right, fuck off. Leave. I don't want you here. Nope. If you can't tell that not even that Nick Fuentes is literally a Nazi, you're literally just you're giving into the meme. You're giving into their shit. You're giving into exactly what they want. What? This is not Nazism. What? We're not racist. What? No. We're just making jokes, guys. We're just far right. We're just conservatives. I'm sorry, if you can't see that the farther someone veers to the right, the closer they come to becoming a fascist, you don't know your history. You don't know your history. Go learn more. I don't even know enough. And I know enough to know that that's some bullshit, fam. That's some bullshit. Oh, you're saying it would be a compliment to Nick Fuentes to call him a Nazi? What is your even definition of a Nazi? Do I gotta go over the fucking 14... people into foster care. Foster care kids have a PTSD rate is the same as military vets since they have to live in survival mode at all times. Yeah. And by the way, as someone who was raised by a Nazi... And no, it's not hyperbole. I know my father very fucking well. And the more I've learned what the fuck a Nazi actually is, I've learned that there are some people, whether they want to affix that label to themselves or not, that's the kind of shit that they do. And you know what? Being raised by that shit in a country where it already wasn't legislated. But my parents broke the law to homeschool me because laws like they're trying to put in place in Texas right now don't exist here. People already ruin their kids' lives to try to keep them away from secular propaganda that's gonna corrupt our kids and turn them queer. That shit has inflicted so much fucking trauma. Trauma that I will never recover from on some level. Trauma that will affect me for the rest of my fucking life. And conservatives, oh, we're just fiscally conservative. We're just concerned about the deficit. Those people are literally trying to put in legislation that makes it easier for scum of the earth parents to abuse their fucking children. If you don't see that, if you don't see how dire that is, I don't know how to help you. Look, I'll admit that maybe if I was calmer, I would, like, go in depth more on this, but, like, I lose my patience when people come around talking out of their asses and just saying shit they clearly don't understand. Alright. I'm trying to chill tonight, fam. I'm trying to chill, alright? I'm moving on from this. I'm not... You wanna go... We'll do a stream at some point where I'll go further in depth on what I think does and doesn't constitute a Nazi. But yeah, I don't have the energy for that this stream. So we're gonna move on. All right?